Welcome, Niklas, founder of Vitalia. That's a big word. Can you tell me a little bit more about you, your project, what you are doing in Vitalia?
Sure, great to be here. So with Vitalia, we're building a biotech city, right? So we are on an island called Roatan. It's part of the country of Honduras in a special economic zone. So we have a legal system that is the most crypto-friendly in the world too, and favorable when it comes to medical experimentation, medical tourism, and things like that. So that's why we're building their community. We're bringing lots of people and infrastructure around them, sort of labs and clinics and things like that. And our goal is to make death optional, right? So allow us to live radically longer and healthier lives. So that's something that's possible with current science and technology. We still need to make a couple more breakthroughs, right? So I should correct myself. It's not yet possible. We need to make more breakthroughs. But we can already accelerate and bring new drugs and therapies to market that are already proven to make our lives better. But the current regulatory process takes too long. So that's why we decided we need to start Vitalia to do something different.
I love that word, accelerate. I have heard it a lot, especially in DeSci. Could you tell me a little bit more about what's your vision and actually what do you mean with accelerate science?
Yeah. So we have, during our lifetimes, experienced a lot of acceleration and progress in the digital world, right? So we've grown up with the internet, we've gotten mobile phones, and we've seen a lot of positive change when it comes to the world behind screens, the digital world. But at the same time, economists have found that when it comes to the physical world, like how we move around and cars and cities and streets, energy, manufacturing, these kind of things actually haven't progressed that much. They very much look the same like in the 1950s or the 1970s, right? So we have gotten still better, right? But we still are not accelerating or moving as fast as we used to. And we think we can reverse that, and we think we can do much better than we're currently doing. That's why we say accelerate, right? So we want technological progress that solves the world's problems.
And what brought you to that? What Niklas, how long actually Vitalia, the project has been running for?
So we started Vitalia around October last year formally, but it got unofficially started during Zuzalu, Vitalik Buterin's pop-up city, which also inspired Crescimento here.
Yes.
And it also made us do another pop-up city in January and February.
And what is motivation? Who are you? Who's Niklas that actually brought that real? And actually now you are, if I'm not, like you were saying, started as a pop-up city. But I think that was a success that it didn't disappear after. Actually, Vitalia was born there.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit more about you. What motivated you to actually bring Vitalia live?
Sure. I'm originally from Germany. And apparently it was, in my high school yearbook, I already talked about that I want to build a utopian new city. Back then, I didn't think that was even a realistic possibility that I would ever do, right? So I studied a lot. I went to Washington, D.C. to do policy, didn't like that, did management consulting, and then found entrepreneurship. So entrepreneurship was really where I found my calling. But I didn't yet find a way to effectuate these large trends or go after these ideas that I had on how to change the world. And that changed about 2.5 years ago when I visited Prospera for the first time, which is the project that builds within the special economic zone in Roatan. So that really changed my world and made me go out there and tell the story of what it's doing. First, I did a VC fund. And then I found out that health and biotech and longevity is really the industry that needs it the most and has the biggest upside potential out of all to bring to Prospera, to build a biotech district around. And when I went to Zuzalu, to Vitalik's pop-up city, I saw that that was a great idea to catalyze or to galvanize or to create density in a short period of time of a very highly aligned group of people. So that's why we did the pop-up city as a seeding strategy to build a permanent district. So the goal of it was that we bring companies there that stay there and that get to work, and then we get more and more people to join.
Now we are in Crecimiento in Aleph, actually, and you were also commenting how everything started with pop-up city also for Vitalia. What's your point of view on that? What do you think is going next after?
For Vitalia or for pop-up cities in general? Or for...
Could be both. Like,
Yeah.
have you achieved your utopian dream city
Yeah.
as a childhood?
So I'm really happy that Aleph is happening, because I was actually talking to Juan. He was visiting in Roatan, and I told him that anyone who's serious about crypto needs to go to Argentina right now with Milei, and also considering that it's kind of a prime example of how the financial system has gone wrong, and crypto is the solution for it, so we need to prove it. So I'm really excited that it happens and that I'm here, and I'd love to remain an active contributor to that. And my overall goal is that we'll have hundreds of like real life new startup cities or startup societies that that experiment with new ways of governance, new ways of doing law, new ways of doing public good funding or science funding and all these things. So that is something that I want to help inspire with Vitalia. And I think there's lots to be learned from each other. There's lots to collaborate, right? So we'll make our learnings, and we'll want to talk to each other and share what worked, what didn't work, on our way to become like major new societies.
And my last question, in 5 seconds, why people should join Vitalia?
Because life is good and death is bad. And we need to do something about it to get more life.
Thank you very much, Niklas.